is a style that I've never tried before, which is why I'm midway through it. I was kind of nervous to do a tutorial from beginning to end when I wasn't sure how much I'd like it. So I've seen pictures, which I'll show you here, on Pinterest, and I saw a vendor at Dance Africa with this similar style, which I guess I'm just going to call loose Bantu knots. And I thought it was so cute that I wanted to try it, and I am almost done. The first time I tried this, actually, when I was doing the 4-strand pinup style that you probably see below somewhere, I was actually attempting to do this because when I looked at pictures of it, I saw that it was 4 strands of hair with the, the twist, that really nice looking twist like I showed you in that other video. And when I tried it, it just looked crazy on me. My hair wasn't falling at all, and I've just realized that my locks were too fat to attempt this style with 4 strands. So I did it with 2 strands, and now I have this little bounce. This is going to be similar to lock petals because now I feel like I have a haircut again. What I do like about this more is the fact that I feel like I have a little bit more control over the length than I did with lock petals. Lock petals was either single loop or double loop, and I didn't feel like I had as much control. With this, I definitely have more control. So I'm going to show you what I did to achieve this. So I'll pull these 2 down. I did a simple 2-strand twist. Some of these I actually did without a rubber band at the end, but I am going to do the rubber band for this one just because I feel like it was a little bit more secure. I'm taking little brown rubber bands, which still are much lighter than my hair, but then black rubber bands are way darker than my hair. And as usual, I always have trouble with my hair color. So now I have this 2-strand twist, and now I'm basically going to do a Bantu knot. Or a lock knot, that might be another way to say it, but a loose lock knot. I'm not usually lock knots, you fold your hair up here and then you do the whole length. I am now wrapping. Okay, so let me see. I made a loop. I'm feeling like I want my hair to be about this long. I actually feel like I want to do something asymmetrical, so I may make these a little bit longer, but I'm gonna first twist before I decide. So I make this loop, and now I'm going to take the remaining hair and roll it around. And then I'm taking the final piece, my finger is through this loop, I'm taking this final piece and sticking it through the loop that was left at the bottom and pulling it through. And now I just slide the hair down so I have this little knot at the end. I'll do another one. I'll make a loop, and then I'm bringing the top of the lock down and I'm starting to wrap it around the loop that I created. And then, so here's that loop, and I'm sticking the hair through that loop, and then I'm sliding it down, so I just have this knot at the end. And my locks unravel at the end, so that's why I have this like piece sticking off, because it's always the case. So I can try to wrap it and stick it through the loop again to tuck that away. I feel like with it being underneath, no one will notice. Do this one here. I'm folding, and then I'm gonna wrap it around, and then stick it through the loop. So I'm going to keep going. Again, I was kind of successful with making this side longer. I'm going to keep going. I have a feeling that I'm going to do all the 2-strand twists, and then I'm going to play with the length. I do feel like I already have it happening where it's short on this side and long on this side. And I think that's what I'm gonna go for intentionally. I think that's gonna be fun. So I'm gonna keep two-strand twisting, and then I'll work on the knots afterward. So I just counted my locks and realized I have 15 here, which means I need to make a group of 3 out of one pair or one group of locks. So whenever it makes sense, I will do exactly that. So here I have to take 3 locks and twist them together. I pull 2 together and treat them as one lock as I two-strand twist. I'm using the technique that I told you about in my 4-strand twist pinup video, where I spin locks in one hand before I twist it around the other lock, and it makes for a really pretty twist. I want to show you another little trick. You can see that there is a pretty big length difference between these 2 locks. So what I do is when I'm higher up in the lock while I am twisting, I take the longer lock and just wrap it around a few times. And I'll two-strand twist just so that the twist doesn't look too strange. Then I'll take that long lock again and wrap it around the other lock. And then you'll see they're just about even now. And then I'll finish twisting. And it doesn't, I mean, it looks a little bit different if you look up close, but it doesn't impact the twist too much. So now I've finished the 2 strands, and I'm going to proceed with the knots and try to create a knot that's so small that it ends up looking like this at the end. I think that looks pretty dope. I'm gonna try it. If not, what if I put curlers in there? Wouldn't that be fun? I think I'm gonna try the knots. So let's see what happens. I want it to end like here. So I only wrapped that around maybe 2 times. Slide down. Putting the last little piece through the loop at the bottom. Make sure it's securely through, and then I'm sliding down the knot. These are the 3 locks that I needed to put together. I'm feeling like this is barely going to be a Bantu knot. It's really just, or a lock knot. Put that through. And this is so, it's kind of fat, so I'm struggling a little bit. I'll pull that through and slide the knot down. These locks are, this lock is kind of short here, so if I wanted to match the length of these, I feel like I can't do much with it, so I mean I can't make but so large a knot, so I'm essentially just going to make 1 knot in this. I just wrapped it around and pulled it through. I have all this extra hair sticking off, so I'm just going to pull it through a second time. So here it is. I think this looks pretty fun. I feel like I might possibly tighten some of these in the back to really get like more of a bob cut look. Like, so these are all much tighter. Here's the side angle. Here's the back. I'll post some pictures of it very shortly. You probably see the pictures before you see the video. Anyway, I hope you like this. I'm going to call this the two-strand twist lock knot. And you can play and make any shapes you want because you can control the length. As you see, I did a very small knot to have it long over here, and I did some bigger knots over here to get it shorter. And I'll see you next time. Let me know what you think of this style. Talk to you soon. It's my journey.